Have you ever noticed how often people start saying, "Oh, I'll start my business next month. Oh, I just got to learn a little bit more in order to get there." Only to find out when they actually start, it's a lot easier than what they made it out to be in their mind. Why do we do this to? Why do you do this to yourself? Now, the truth is, number one reason why your business and your life isn't where you want it to be is because of one thing: you. It's not the economy. It's not the government. It's not the lack of resources and, oh, I don't have all these things. It's you. Now, before you get all defensive, I just want to let you know that this isn't a bad thing. This is probably the best knowledge that we can have is knowing that the one thing stopping us from actually reaching success is our own selves. And now today, we're going to talk about how we can actually overcome ourselves so that way we can be successful in our business and our life. So I got some fire stuff for you, right? So most entrepreneurs, they oftentimes talk themselves out of doing certain things. Like in the beginning, before they even start the process, their mind already tells them, I can't do this. Why you think we doing this? Or the enemy is whispering, hey, how do you think you're qualified to do this? And so a lot of times this keeps us from reaching the vision that God had implanted in us a long time ago. And so you'll always find a reason to not start the thing. You'll always find that it could be a lack of time, lack of money, lack of knowledge. You need all these, you say, I need all these things. So I want to break down the different phrases that I've heard from people that I've worked with, right? So these are the things that keep them stuck. I need more time. I need more time. Now, the truth is, time will never be perfect for you. There's never a perfect time to actually start a business. There's never a perfect time to start a new goal, a new hobby, whatever you're trying to do. Like you'll always find a reason to not do it or to put it off. You say, "Oh man, I ain't got enough time to do it." But you make time for what you want, but not enough time to build your life to where you can be successful. Now, as a class, Ecclesiastes 14 and 4 says, 11 and 4 says, sorry, whoever watches the wind will not plant. Whoever looks at the cloud will not reap. Sometimes you just got to move despite the uncertainty. You don't have to have it all together. You don't have to have a lot of time to start because I've worked with a few people already to where the biggest thing that I had to get them to do was just start. Start the social media, start posting on Instagram, start posting on YouTube. Because there are two things that I see most people, the reason why they don't start is because they lack confidence, they lack competence, or they lack both. And the thing is, that's not that's not hard to fix. But saying that I just don't have enough time, we all know how oftentimes do we scroll on our phones. That's a time to start. The next sentence is I just need more money to actually start or grow my business. Man, resources is they're important, but resources are important, but being resourceful and your resourcefulness is the key. Like a lot of people don't understand that you don't have to have a whole lot of resources to actually start or grow your business. You just have to be resourceful. So I'll use my life as an when I first started on YouTube, I didn't have no resources. So the only thing that I could use was the things that I found free, free.com, right? I wasn't out here buying every little thing because, oh, I need this. Oh, I need that. No. I used what I had. I used what I could find. So for streaming, I used OBS. I found a way to stream and record using OBS. And I did my first few videos with OBS. And the thing is, if we remember in the Bible with the woman with the jar of oil in Second Kings 4, you already have the things that you need in your hand. So the things that she had the jars, she had the resources, the things that she already had made room for her to actually pay out her debt and live on everything else. Because the little bit that you do have can be stretched a lot. The little knowledge that you have, the little experience that you have, the, the laptop that you have, the phone that you have. A lot of people be saying, "Oh man, I can't record because I don't have a good camera." If you don't get this camera on this phone and record, it's easy. Stop making excuses about why you can't start because you need more money to go get more things that you probably don't even need. And the third thing is I just need to learn more about what I'm doing. Hmm. You have enough to start. You have enough to start because learning is great, but over preparing can literally lead you down a path of really burnout and procrastination. Because in James 1 and 22, it reminds us be doers of the word and not only hearers. So you learn more by doing than just simply consuming information and learning more things. If you learn as you if you learn how to do things as you go, I promise it'll be a whole lot better. I promise you. I didn't start learning how to do anything without doing it first. I can consume hours and hours and hours of information only to find out, man, the only thing I really need to do was do it. When I used to do photography, I watched plenty of video, only to find out when I got out there, I was like, man, how do I do this? And I learned as I went, right? Even in business, start the business and then learn the things along the way. You don't need to know and figure everything out all at once. It's taking one step at a time to get you from one place to the next. We walk by faith, not by sight, right? Because the thing is, we may not see too far in front of us. But if we could just take one step, then another step, and then another step, the path is going to get clearer and clearer every time you walk, right? So the next thing, number four, before we even get to number four, oftentimes I feel like we disguise our procrastination for preparation. We disguise our procrastination as preparation. So we say that I'm not ready yet, but what you're really saying is I don't trust myself to actually figure this out. That's literally what you're saying. I don't trust myself. That's why you procrastinate. You don't trust yourself. You have all the skills, you have all the knowledge that you need. You probably know more than people that's probably doing it. But the reason why they're more successful than you is because they started, right? You're procrastinating. You could have been at your goal months, weeks, even days ago, but haven't started. So, a couple things that people like to say is, I'm just not ready yet. Mm, I'm just not ready yet. This is often a code for I don't feel confident or I don't feel competent enough. Just like I said earlier, Philippians 4:13 tells us that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Right? The confidence isn't about having it all together. That's not what confidence is. It's about knowing who goes with you when you actually doing these things. So like when I go out and help people, when I help my mentees, it's knowing that God put something on the inside of me to share with these people. My experience is what I give people. I don't give people anything that I don't have. I can't tell you how to make $1 million. I haven't made $1 million. But when I make $1 million, I'm gonna definitely tell you how I made my $1 million, right? You saying I'm not ready yet. You'll never be ready if you don't actually start. Start even though you're not ready. Start. Learn. Trust yourself. You got this. The next sentence is I'll just wait until next week. Now, man, look, let me tell you, I'll wait till next week is something that I used to say. So I know what this feels like. Oh, I'm gonna wait until tomorrow to do it. I'm gonna wait until next week to do it. But here's the thing: waiting until the next day or the next week to do it, it kills your momentum. It kills your momentum of the thing, the attraction that you've made thus far, getting to these goals. Once you actually break that consistency, you lose the momentum. Now you have to go and push that car again just to get it rolling. Right? It's almost like putting a car in neutral and trying to push it to the gas station. Right? If you stop once you're halfway there, guess what? Same energy that you had to use in the very beginning, you have to use again, which makes you even more tired. Sometimes you just give up. Waiting until next week is not the goal. Do not wait to do certain things. Continue to do it. Even if you do a little bit today, a lot tomorrow, a lot the next day, and a little bit then. Keep going. Your your success is dependent upon you actually doing and keeping going, right? Because Proverbs 20:27 and 1 says, don't boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what a day may bring. So if not now, when? Like we often say, I'll do it tomorrow, but you don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. If you have the time to do it now, do it now. Don't break that consistency. Stop waiting until the next day get here. You may not even have the same opportunity the next day, right? So the last thing that most people typically say is maybe timing will be better later. No, it won't be better later. Like I said, how do you know what's going to happen tomorrow? Right? It's a mystery as is every day. So there will never be a perfect time. Growth only happens when we actually step into discomfort. I said in my last video that growth only happens in discomfort. Isaiah 43:19 says, see, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you perceive it? God moves when you move, right? So thinking that the timing will be better later, no, no, do it now. Stop waiting, stop procrastinating, man. Because I love seeing my people say, I was gonna wait, but I heard you in my head saying, you better get it done now. Because one thing about me, I'm gonna push my people. I'm gonna push my mentees. I'm gonna tell them, hey, you told me that you wanted to be successful in a year. You told me that you wanted to be financially free in a year. If you procrastinate, how will you ever reach that goal? Time is not your friend. Time is not your friend. So the last thing we're going to talk about is the power of starting now. So this is the opposite of what we just previously talked about. Because just like how most people say that I just need more time, I just need more resources, I need more money, I need all these things. But you have other people on the flip side that thinks completely different. This is how I had to shift my perspective, because shifting your perspective to this mindset is going to bring success a whole lot faster. So the secret that successful entrepreneurs understand is action creates clarity. Moving to the next thing creates clarity. So just like I said earlier, when you walk and you take the next step and you take the next step, guess what? You get even more clear on what you need to do, on who you need to target, who your target audience is. You get even more clear on the things that you actually offer people, right? Because one of my mentees, we started out one place, but as they continue to work on it and they continue to use it on other people, they said, "Oh, I realized this didn't work because the people that I'm talking to didn't even want the thing that I was even talking to them about." And so what this shows is if you never took the step to actually get there, you would have never known that the thing that you had wasn't valuable to the people that you was actually trying to give it to. And you can do two things. You can change your audience and the language that you speak to them, or you can change your offer. Right. And so when you actually get in the game, you have a chance to win it at the buzzer. So here's some things that successful entrepreneurs actually speak on. And this is how we think. I may not have it all together right now, but I'm about to start. Mm. So starting is messy, starting is hard, right? Well, starting can be hard, but starting at not starting at all is even harder than starting. It's hard to sit in the same space knowing that you could be doing better. It's hard to know I could be financially free, but I haven't started yet. Even harder because I'm always gonna be broke if I'm not financially free. If I owe somebody else money, I'm never going to be financially free. I'm not going to have the money to take care of my family. I'm not going to have these things. So Zechariah 4 and 10 encourages us, do not despise these small beginnings, but the Lord rejoices to see the work begin. So God honors your first step, right? God honors the first step that you actually take towards your goal of being successful in your business life. Even if it's not perfect, you can still start and God is going to be over here clapping. I'm glad that you started taking action. I'm glad that you took this, right? Because my mentee started on YouTube. And once we actually started working and they started making progress, guess what? We went from saying, oh man, I'm not seeing any traction. I don't have any subscribers. To now they have over 200 subscribers. Another one started and now they have over 25 subscribers. They gained 25 subscribers in 2 days, 2 or 3 days, right? And so the next thing that successful entrepreneurs say is, I may not have the money to buy everything, but I'm going to work with what I have. So remember, resourcefulness breeds innovation. Because again, when I told you that when I didn't have all these things, I had to think of different ways that I can still get the job done. I found ways to get the job done. I didn't just stay in the place of I just ain't got enough. I ain't got it. But I had to think of ways. I had to be innovative. And this innovation mindset that you actually gain from doing this is the thing that keeps most successful entrepreneurs rich, wealthy, because they're always innovating, finding ways to actually solve a different problem to make the process even better. Right. And so Proverbs 13 and 11 says, whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow. Use what you have. God is going to multiply it, but you got to use what you have. Don't worry about the outcome. You just focus on the input, and God is going to handle the output. And that's the reason why I don't look at likes, I don't look at subscribers, but I look at it in terms of metric wise to see what's working and what's not working. But the thing is, I don't look at it to tell me if I'm successful or not. Because here's the thing: a lot of people believe that you have on YouTube, you have to have a whole lot of subscribers in order to be successful. But would you be surprised if I told you that there are some people with less than 1,000 subscribers that's making millions of dollars because they actually took action and they applied certain principles and strategies so that way they can make money using the people that they had. And so the last thing that successful entrepreneurs say is, I may not have it, I may not have all the knowledge, but I'm going to continue to learn as I go. As successful entrepreneurs, we know that we don't know everything. That's why we're constantly seeking mentors and we're seeking coaches. We're seeking to learn more. We're reading books or even listening to books, right? And so it says in Proverbs 4 and 7, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding. Sometimes understanding only comes through experience. You can read as much as you want, but until you actually experience it for yourself, it's not gonna stick. Like when I had a situation where, a lot of people say, "Oh, that's just not your client. Don't worry about it. Let them go." But what happens when the person that you're letting go is a friend? How do you how do you let that same person go? You hear it, you know it, but when you have to apply it, it's a whole different game. It's a whole different game. And so learning while taking action allows you to apply the knowledge that you've already gained immediately. So here's what I want you to do. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to get out your own way. I don't want you to procrastinate. I don't want you to be over here thinking that you need more time, you need more money, you need these things. Stop waiting. Stop waiting. Stop making all these excuses. Because once you stop making excuses and you actually starting, oh man, the success that you're going to have it be so plentiful to the point where you're going to be like, yeah, Marion told me to stop waiting on a perfect condition and just start regardless of the fact. Because once you start seeing that momentum and those results actually take root, oh man, it's gonna be a good feeling. Once you get your first client, you'll be like, okay, this is the result of me actually starting. Because truly and honestly, the me a year ago, the me 2 years ago, the me 5 years ago is completely different. And I change every, I'm gonna just say every quarter, every half a year, because I'm always walking in action to where I transform to a whole different person. So the things that I'm telling you isn't just me just talking off a script or something like that. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I've helped other people overcome. And so I want you to stop waiting for conditions. Get out of your own way because you're the only person that's holding you back. And so you may be the reason why you haven't started, but also be the person that you could also be the reason why you actually start. So your future life, your future business, waiting on you. So till the next time, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one.